Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great morning this morning. It's Tuesday morning, coffee kind of morning. I want to continue my look at albums to discover through Discogs Shuffle. This one's a little departure for me, as I don't normally listen to this style of music, but I do have quite a few soundtracks, and it's quite an enjoyable album every once in a while to listen to. And if Discogs says I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it and give it to my all. So it's Saturday Night Fever, the soundtrack. Hugely successful soundtrack and movie. And I'll talk about that in just a second. First, I just wanted to show you a couple albums I just received maybe half hour ago. And I've already unboxed them. I haven't opened them yet. They're still sealed. But I'll show you what the albums look like and everything. Only 2 albums. I picked up quite a few yesterday. This is just an addition to. So it's nice to get back and to dig into, not that there's much digging going on as we're in lockdown, but curbside. These are Amazon picks. 2 great Canadian rock bands. This one in particular, 5440. This is the album Dear Dear. 5440 is a great alternative rock band from Vancouver, formed in 1980. They've huge success with their last 4 albums, and all their 4 albums have gone platinum. The last 4 albums have gone platinum. They've been nominated for 8 Juno Awards, which is Canadian versions of the Grammys. And they're also one of the top 50 selling bands in Canada. Dear Dear, the most successful album by far, and big hits from it is Nice to Love You, LUV, and Sheila. 2 big hits off of this one. So the hype sticker, 180 gram vinyl. I'll probably keep that on there as well. I'm pretty sure it's on black vinyl. I'll just have a look here. Nice inner sleeve. There's the band there. Lyrics on the back. Yeah, black vinyl. But nice label. Columbia label, Sony Music. So looking forward to spinning that one, and I've been listening to it on Spotify. Great tracks. And what we got here, we've got 11 tracks on it, so it's a nice length of an album. And then next, love this band, and I love the lead singer. Beautiful, amazing voice. It's the Cowboy Junkies. This is the album Pale Sun, Crescent Moon. We Are Vinyl. There's a download hype sticker on here as well. Double album, again from Sony Music, 1993 release. So Cowboy Junkies, alternative country rock, folk rock, blues rock, because there's some great blues tracks on here as well. And of course, straight ahead rock. They're from Toronto, formed in 1985. 3 siblings on this one. You've got Michael, Peter, and Margot Timmins. Margot Timmins, beautiful vocals, beautiful person on her own. And then Alan Anton wraps up the rest of the band. So Alan Anton's on bass, Michael Timmins on guitar. He does a lot of the songwriting as well. Peter Timmins on drums, and Margot Timmins, of course, the vocalist. 1993's Pale Sun, Crescent Moon, the 5th studio album by the band. basically an album about male-female relationships. And the theme of the album, according to Margot Timmons, is that there is, pardon me, that there is love, and there is all that conspires to steal that love away. So a lot of themes about love on this one, and heartbreak and that type of thing. But this, as I said, great blues tracks on here, great ballads, just a remarkable album. And her vocal style is just wonderful. So I'm really happy to have this one. I don't think I'll be able to keep the plastic on this one as it's a double album, but I'll try and keep the hype sticker. Beautiful looking album as well. There's the back. Inner sleeve. It's on beautiful black vinyl. Michael Timmons produced this as well, again on Sony Music. Yeah, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Nice inner sleeves. So that's 2 Amazon deliveries today, to make up for what I haven't been able to do in the last week or so, based on my circumstances. The other side C and D as well. So it's nice to catch up. Nice to pick up some great albums to listen to. I've been listening to this one quite a bit on Spotify, so it's nice to finally have it. And yeah, Cowboy Junkies, Pale Sun, Crescent Moon. I definitely recommend this one for sure, as well as the 5440. If you don't know 5440, definitely check them out. Great alternative rock band. So let's get on to this one. Saturday Night Fever. Great movie. Kind of put John Travolta on the map. I remember watching that movie, and it was pretty intense at times. Again, it's a little further from what I listen to for the most part, but he is there. It's on RSO label, this particular copy. The vinyl's in great shape. You've got Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees. If I Can't Have You, Yvonne Elliman. Fifth of Beethoven, Walter Murphy. Jive Talkin' by the Bee Gees. KG by MFSB. Calypso Breakdown, Ralph McDonald. I have that album by Ralph McDonald with Calypso Breakdown on. It's a fantastic album. It really is. He's amazing. He's really was an amazing percussionist. So that's on here as well. Boogie Shoes, Casey and the Sunshine Band, a great fun band. Disco Inferno, The Tramps, You Should Be Dancing, Bee Gees, Open Sesame, Kool and the Gang, More Than a Woman, Bee Gees. Then you've got Manhattan Skyline and Night on the Disco Mountain and Salsation by David Shear. So there's Tavares, you've got Yvonne Elliman, of course the Bee Gees. Not that it put the Bee Gees on the map, but it definitely boosted their career and gave them a few extra bucks for sure. Famous dance scene there. It's, if I recall, he was in a not a bakery, I guess a meat store, a diner, selling meat and stuff for, and he would go out at night and do all these dances and dance contests and stuff. It was a cool movie at the time. But again, disco's not really my thing. But I can't take away the success of this particular film. So this is a soundtrack from, as I said, the huge film starring John Travolta from 1977. One of the best-selling albums in history, and it's the second best selling soundtrack of all time. The first being The Bodyguard with Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston. That was a great movie as well, with a great soundtrack. It sold over 40 million copies worldwide and gone 16 times platinum. So it's no slouch of an album. You can't take that away from it. Stayed in the charts for 24 weeks in 1978. It was released during the disco phenomena, so I think that's what gave it the hype, and that definitely added to its success. It's also been added to the National Recording Registry in the Library of Congress for being culturally significant. So, again, at the time, it was just a hugely successful album, and at the time, it was considered. I wouldn't call it a masterpiece, but definitely considered a great piece of work, piece of art. Of course, you got How Deep Is Your Love, More Than a Woman, Staying Alive, If I Can't Have You, Boogie Shoes, and Night Fever. Just some big singles off of this one that are still singles today that still sound great. Apparently, they wanted to use Lido Shuffle from the great Boss Gags, which I have a few of his albums as well, for the dance sequence between Tony and Stephanie. But Skaggs' label, Boss Gags' label, Columbia Records, wouldn't allow it. But in the earlier part of the film, before the Bee Gees got involved, they listened to that song. They listened to Boss Gags. They listened to different music until the Bee Gees actually got involved. So they weren't really involved till the end of production. And they listened to a lot of Stevie Wonder before the actual production was finished. When the Bee Gees were asked to be involved, they were working on a new album at the time, so they kind of put that aside, and then they wrote all the songs for this soundtrack in one weekend, which is remarkable. I love early Bee Gees. I can't say I love their disco years or their falsetto, but again, you can't take away their talent. They didn't really know what the film was about at the time of putting all these songs together, so they're a little raw, a little different. So the producers asked them to make them more disco-y, hence what they come up with. So Staying Alive, the song Staying Alive, was actually first called Saturday Night, but they couldn't use it because the Bay City Rollers already had a song out by that name, so they had to change it to Staying Alive. So again, the soundtrack made the Bee Gees top of the heap, and again, made them a few extra bucks for sure. They were hugely successful up until that time. That just put them over the edge and made them the superstars that they became. The album itself won Album of the Year, which was an unknown for a disco album at the time. Not too many disco albums won Album of the Year, which it did. And it ranks number 132 of the 500 greatest albums of all time. So, pretty remarkable. Yeah, definitely an album to discover. If you're into soundtracks, this is definitely one to have. And there you go. So let's see what's on. Let's see what's on the Discogs shuffle here for the next one to talk about. Discogs. My Discogs. Go to my track list. There's my album list. Sorry, there's all my albums there. I go up here to the random. Where's the random item button here? My Discogs collection. There we go. Random item. Ah. Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin 2. Let's talk about Zeppelin. So there you have it. Looking forward to that. And I don't have a lot of Zeppelin. Don't ask me why. Don't know. But I have this one for sure. So that's the next on the Albums to Discover series. Thank you so much. Check out Cowboy Junkies. Check out 5440. Two great bands from Canada. I always try to promote awesome bands from this great country of mine. And if you're into soundtracks, definitely check out Saturday Night Fever. There you have it, guys. Have yourself a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye now.